I feel uber fantastic.
I think this is actually a skill set I didn't know I had until like right now, and I'm super inspired.
It's fab, darling.
Okay. And the accent helps inspire me, so.
Wunderbar.
Brett Mauser and the cast and crew of Not So Sane Entertainment are attempting to make a movie with an impossibly low budget and hopefully inspire you to do the same. Can they make a movie with just $2,500? It's a long shot. It's the second day of shooting. After scheduling conflicts, only 2 scenes were slated for the first Saturday of production. The first scene was the introduction of the Genomod corporate baddies, Klaus and CEO Johnson. But when the team failed to find a corporate office to film in, Brett had to rely on his fallback in shooting the scene in a car instead of a skyscraper.
All right, there are a few ways to do car scenes and car shots. We could green screen it, but this time I'm gonna actually have the cameras rolling since they're in the back seat, and you don't have to worry about the technicalities because I'll be driving. So I use the little fat gecko mounts, little suction cup mounted thingies. I just push it up against the wall. And I aim it properly, mounting the camera so that we can see both of them. He'll be here, but our focus will be Steve over there. And now I just gotta adjust my settings a little bit.
Is everything set?
Okay.
Something about the pole makes it work too.
It does. I was gonna have them more centered, but the pole actually makes it look like across the
It does. Like that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, shit, he's working the corner.
Well, I have a background in theater and in high school and in my younger years. But yeah, I just something new to, gradually move into life with. And I met this crazy chick who, became my wife, and she has connections with you guys. And so I had wanted to do it again for a long time. But then after Nikki and I got together, it just came that way. So
I had worked previously with Brett on Night Watchman.
Don't you think it's a little late to be out here all alone?
So this is my largest part, and I'm super excited for it. It's been just very fun so far, and it's been challenging, but it's been a great challenge for me. It's been really, really cool to see a lot more of it since I am more involved. Some of the special effects have probably been my favorite, I would say. Some of the both practical, and then seeing some of the stuff that Brett has added in digitally later.
This is about making a film under $1,000. So we all got to chip in and do what we got to do. Absolutely. So that's what happens. And if it means bring your husband, your kids, everyone in the family to be a part of the film, that's what happens. And in fact, in my family, that everyone knows that's part of the deal. That happens all the time. You're going to be this, you're going to be this. Like I was doing something the other day and I needed my dad for one line. I mean, it happens. We all just jump in. And one of my favorite things about this community is we have folks like you who are open to letting us all learn. So there you go.
Absolutely.
Nothing or no one will stand in our way.
We've got a confessional scene. And I couldn't get a church and get in there with a confessional and everything. So what I'm going to do is we've got this little, this wood backdrop.
Okay.
And we're just going to put it up against the wall. And then I've got the lattice type thing that I can shoot some light through to kind of give that, the look on his face.
That really wasn't doing it by itself.
Yeah.
Put these together, throw stuff on the face.
Yeah.
And then this through. Here, get a holder. Like through here, there's a lot of stuff.
That's actually better.
Yeah, it's the.
Yeah. That's the best.
Yeah, I was like, you could go through one set of holes or both sets of holes, but it throws stuff on there.
After several experimentations, we figured out to use the snoot light. We'll just put up the lattice there. Oh, yeah, hell, even in here it looks pretty good.
That looks amazing.
So yeah, this is our confessional booth. Before we jump into the confessional in the movie, we get an establishing shot of a church. And I can get something like that on story blocks or just some stock footage. So we set up, we're in a church. Then when we cut to this close-up of him with wood behind him and this little bit of a lattice showing on his face, our mind is instantly going to know he's in a confessional. And then we just shoot back and forth between the two characters. And that, so we'll be concentrating mostly on him because we won't see the priest, we'll hear him, and then we can kind of look through, we can set this up like this, and then shoot through it in a close-up. So it looks like we're shooting through that little lattice portal.
What door am I going to be storming out of?
You won't.
We're not going to do that?
We're just going to cut.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a better cut.
Okay.
See what you think.
How does that come out?
Like do a little shudder, because he's just going. I feel like he
I
should be
like
more
that
scared.
better.
I feel like he should be more like more scared about it.
A little bit of stumbling over the lines.
Yeah, that
what I'm
one.
hearing.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that.
From both of you.
Yeah, both of us.
And just ride the heels of his lines a little bit closer.
Okay.
Don't have such long pauses before you come in. Be pretty close to his. Yeah, be pretty close to his lines. Don't give a lot of time in between.
Okay.
On the first day that Jake played Father Jake, I hadn't purchased the right shirt yet. He's going to be shot through the lattice, so it's going to be okay if we see a little bit of the safety pin. And I just told him, just get some safety pins and just pin that down and slide it in. And we were good to go. And that's all I need. That's all we needed. Just do it. But everyone's got to add their 2 cents.
Like this.
Just pin the collars down.
But see, if we put a pin up here, over here, one over here, so that then this slides into the pins, that should hold it, and nothing will show at all.
Oh my gosh, here, put it in there.
So we're on set arguing for 5 minutes about how to put that thing down, and we wind up doing it the way I said anyways. So actors are always overcomplicating things, and if people would just do what I say in the first place, we could save so much time. You're not on camera.
Okay.
And I don't want you to lean too back because I don't want you to block his light. When we're getting your shot, you'll be sitting in that chair.
Okay.
Or another one. We'll get you whatever chairs you're comfortable
It's like I can give you this chair right here if you want to chair.
No, that's all right. I'm not on camera anyways. Just
Okay.
We're going to just rotate the chair so that Jake is facing that way. And this needs to go here.
Okay.
And we gotta see what we can do, our best job of straightening it, making it straight so that it doesn't wobble when we're doing it.
Oh, because we're going to shoot through it.
I'm shooting through it, so it's gonna have to stay pretty steady.
What if
So you can come out.
whoever, like Henry or Jake, just keep their foot on it?
Well, it's taped down now, but
Well, now
it
it's
could use
taped.
some more. It could use some more tape.
Well, we got. So you want this where? Where'd you want this at?
What, the lattice?
Yeah.
That way, yeah.
This way?
Yeah. But as soon as I get the chair in, you'll understand what I'm doing.
move. Oh my lord. Oh.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Hit me with your best shot, my son.
I've been having impure thoughts about a secretary at work.
Uh-huh.
Cut.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Hit me with your best shot, my son.
I've been having impure thoughts about a secretary at work.
Mm-hmm.
Broke the speed limit at least a dozen times.
I see.
I also have this little problem. It's tiny, really.
The second day of shooting was finished, but next was a weekday shoot. That proved to create some problems with the original script.
We are shooting the summoning scenes with kerosene drifters today at Whiskey Girls. We were planning on it being country nights. We had decided on that on Saturday, right after we finished the confessional scenes and everything. Jake, Joey, and I were sitting around talking about it. We had shot at country nights before. We used it in Blow a Kiss, so I knew it well. I thought it was a great location. It'd be nice, dark, have little cubbies that we could go into. But then yesterday, Jake informed me that we would have to be shooting here since we wouldn't have access to country nights. So rather than postpone, which we couldn't because we only have kerosene drifters for today, we're gonna have to make do with what we've got here. One of the scenes in Serial Rabbit that wound up being a major disappointment was the summoning scene. Serial Rabbit movies always have the worst luck because we always have a concert or a rave in it, and it never comes to pass. The first Serial Rabbit, it was set at a rave, and there were like 5 people there. We were fortunate enough with the Jade Esteban Estrada concert that we had a good number of people. And then on this one, we were gonna try the rave again, and we couldn't get a location. We couldn't get people to show up. We didn't have a crowd. So we had to make all these different rewrites. The original concept of the summoning scene was it was gonna be this big concert. The band was gonna summon the werecow in the middle of the concert. The floor was going to break, and then smoke and everything was going to come around, and it was going to leave this half-naked chick in the middle of the concert. She was going to get up, not know what happened, and then run out. And then Klaus was going to go and chase after her and see her transform into the werecow, and then the werecow was going to come back to the concert and slaughter everybody. And it was going to be this cool scene where we really got to see the werecow at its finest. Well, because our locations didn't work out, because we couldn't get a crowd there, we couldn't get concert goers, and then we couldn't find a woman to play the summoned woman. I had to just make the executive decision, okay, how are we going to change this? How are we going to make this work? So we just wound up being that Klaus was just going to stream the concert.
That's the camera you're going to use?
It worked for Serial Rabbit 5. It will work for this.
The werecow was being summoned. We created the idea of just having this vaporous apparition fly around, and Klaus was going to chase it out, and then we would move on, and we just wouldn't be able to kill the concert goers. So it was a disappointment, but we made it, and it works. It's not as exciting as it was in my head, but you have to make those compromises. If we had money, we would have been able, we would have had a lot more flexibility, location-wise. We would have had more people there, but things happen, and you have to make those compromises when you're on a no-budget film, and that's the compromise we made. Couldn't find a crowd, so there's no dance. I mean, we weren't going to have any dancing anyways because this was supposed to be the big musical number, but because our choreographer had prior obligations and world championships and things like that, we are not going to be able to have the dance number in this, so that's a bummer. A lot of changes on this one, but it's we've got the place for like 3 hours from 9 to. I'm sure we can stick around a little bit after afternoon, but it opens at noon. It's at 9 o'clock right now. So as long as we get set up and rolling and actually, shooting by 10, we should be fine because I'll shoot the 2 scenes from 10 to 11, which is just quick dialogue stuff. Maybe from 11 to noon, do the music video part of it, or the actual musical number part of it, sort of, with the band playing music. Shooting it like a music video, so. Yeah, so that's that. A lot of compromises on this scene. Kind of sucks, but that's what you got to do. Got to push forward. If you don't, we only have kerosene drifters for the one day, so want to push forward and get it done. Well, it is now 9:30. We were supposed to be inside and shooting or getting ready to set up at 9, so our schedule's kind of blown and shot. So hopefully we'll have to, a little bit of hustle once we get in, but 9:30 now. Still, owner has not shown up to let us in. Jake has called her. She said she was 12 minutes out, and that was like 40 minutes ago. So it's now 9:30. and we're still waiting to get in. And our cast has arrived, and we're out in the sun cooking. Not like sausage and brisket or anything, but ourselves. So, yeah, it sucks.
The guys made it in shortly after and were able to get all the scenes they needed to shoot by 1 p.m. Another day of shooting down. Next time on Long Shot, production continues.
My name is Christopher Henry, and I played Henry in Serial Rabbit.
You played Chris.
I'm sorry, you're right. Let me do that over.